Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Master amongst hammer sages, the king of the ring himself. But your boy Thicky Smalls, Gerard Michaels in the house. Well done. Handled well.
That was beautiful.
Uh-oh. I know that sound. That sound means we're live. If we're live, it must be a Monday. Monday here at Gas Digital. It's your boy, Gerard Michaels here, slick and thick. And to my right, at 6 inches, 1 centimeter, 250 milligrams, the master of punks, the tamer of sages, the king of the ring himself, the CEO of the RNC, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall, ladies and gents. Big friend of the program. Mickey did, as you guys all know from Saturday's episode, Mickey did Empire MMA down in Colombia, and he has not come back yet. So he must be enjoying himself, or he's been sex trafficked, and Jim Caviezel's going to have to make a movie about him. But either way, we're happy to have his replacements. To fill Mickey's size 13 shoes, we got 2 size 7s in here. We've got, to my right, Wild Bill Hendricks. What's up, Wild Bill Hendricks?
Hello.
Hendrickson, forgive me. Hey, what's going on, man? You've been on the program twice before. Everybody knows Wild Bill. What's happening, buddy?
Just hanging.
Let's give a little update. What's going on in the world of, was it DJ Lovers Club?
Right, yeah. Threads just launched. I'm sure we'll get into that. And we got a bunch of human beings on another app.
Oh, terrific.
Right.
Great. More social media for the masses. And speaking of social media for the masses, friends of the program, people who have been listening for a long time, know our next gentleman as the former producer of the PBD podcast, formerly Commie David, now Red Pill David. What's up, David Parra? What's going on, my man?
I'm doing great, Gerard. Thank you for having me on.
It's good to see you, buddy. Look at you. Getting
Back
your
in the saddle.
Getting your face on camera and everything. You're doing the come up here, man. Finally got the green card. Not afraid to.
That's right.
Yeah.
More opportunities.
100% on board now. You don't have to be behind board. You're above board now.
Exactly.
Way to go, guys. And of course, we've got Omri and we've got Christian. We got Ben here in the Podcast Junkies studio. We're carrying the show. There's no Mick. But before we get into all the fun stuff I don't get to do when Mick is here, let's go over the stuff Mick got right on Saturday. What do we got? What do we got on the Mick's picks over the weekend there, Omri? Fantastic.
One second, let me pull that up.
Well done.
All right, we started calling the fight with the Jimmy Crute fight that Mickey got wrong, but we're not going to talk about that. Mickey got 5 out of 7, so he got Robbie Lawler versus Nico Price.
Nailed it.
Everyone, like, obviously he got Bo Nickel versus Val Wright. The Hooker fight, I thought Hooker was going to lose, and Mickey was right. That was one of the better fights of the night. It was an actual war, and Hooker came back to get, I think it was a split decision win.
Right. He
Hooker
broke
was
his
a
arm,
beast.
too.
Yeah, that was a monster fight, him and Taylor.
Monster fight. And then we had Dricus Duplessis versus Whitaker. Mickey told everyone to put money on Dricus, which is he made people a lot of money if they listen to him.
If they listen to Mick.
That's a risky one, though.
He was a giant underdog.
Yeah.
And Mickey called it exactly. He said that Whitaker could try to outpoint him, but Dricus would knock him out. And that is exactly what happened both rounds. Whitaker was outpointing him, and then and then Dricus just knocked him out. And then he did call it for Moreno. That's his second miss, but that was
Split decision.
split decision.
That was a crazy
Best fight
too.
of the year, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
100%.
Yeah, that was like the closest thing you can get to a Gotti Ward in an MMA fight.
Right.
That was unbelievable. The back and forth. There was a couple times you thought Moreno was done. He had his back taken.
He broke his hand, I think, in the first round.
He broke his hand too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
man.
round broke his hand, and then he called the last fight for Volk, which, yeah,
But-
he said Yair's Hole was wrestling,
Dominating performance.
and
Well,
just obliterated him, and then did clocking him on the feet, but after wearing him down for 2 rounds.
Yes. And but I don't think Mickey called the 45 N-bombs in between
Oh, no.
the Dricus fight and the Volk fight. The Israel Adesanya, I think, was going for a world record there.
Yeah.
That was awkward.
Yeah, I love Dana's response to that, though. He's like, who gives a fuck,
No.
dude? They're beating each other to death.
Yeah, Mickey talks about that all the time too. You know, the mouth noises. We're gonna get mad at mouth noises
Yeah,
when I
come
literally just tried to kill a human being with my bare hands. But let's be cordial about it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, but that's great. We got to get mixed picks together. I mean, his aggregate for the year is like something unreal right now. He's shooting almost 80% on his picks. It's crazy.
Dude, I wish I'd known earlier.
Well, if you listen to Slick and Thick, you stupid commie, then you know. Thanks. Great to have you on the show, David.
Sorry, I'm sharing my Gas Digital account with someone and we can't watch it at the same time.
Oh man, yeah. Lewis knows that's a lie. We don't have anybody signed up for Slick and Thick. So we got. Speaking of completely useless pieces of shit like David, there was a cop in Cleveland over the weekend.
Oh no.
Did you watch this video?
Oh,
That's
Did you
enough to
watch
get
this
Bill to
video?
say, oh no.
Did you watch this video?
oh, walk us through it.
I don't even know if I can watch it again. This is like I don't think I've ever been so angry watching something in my entire life.
You see the George Floyd video?
Yeah, I did. This to me was worse than the George Floyd video. This was worse.
No, but I agree.
It's a puppy. It's a
Yeah.
puppy.
Yeah, and he was excited.
He was like this cop, which by the way, nobody called the cops. He was just
What?
He was just patrolling the neighborhood, serving and protecting. Officer Palmer was just patrolling the neighborhood. Next thing you know, he's pumping 3 into a golden retriever.
Jesus, cat guy, huh?
Just loves the cats. This guy, this useless piece of shit, has a golden retriever.
A golden retriever.
A golden retriever, known as the pit bulls of
Nothing of friendship?
this dog. You could see the smile on the dog's face as it's running up to him, and this fucking useless scumbag piece of shit pulls out his service rifle and fucking pumps one into the dog.
Pumps.
Okay, let's say you panicked. Let's say you were afraid of the golden retriever. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt that you don't deserve for the first one.
Right.
Then the puppy is crawling
Dude, it's so sad.
back to its mother, and he pumps 2 more into it.
Oh my god.
When it's brutal. I recall differently. I thought it was just boom, 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 boom.
Poop. Dog makes a quick right turn, goes, whoa. Friend, okay, get it. You don't want to be friends.
Take it easy, pal.
Then the shock of it, the dog starts crawling away, trying to crawl back to its mother. I cried for an hour after I watched this video. I cried for an hour.
And then what happened?
And then I wanted to book a flight to Cleveland and commit an act of domestic terrorism. Right. I wanted to find this guy. I wanted to find everything this guy loves. I wanted to find, I wanted to destroy everything beautiful in this man's life.
You don't think we can play the video? It's too much?
Yeah, well, we can do it. Go ahead, play it.
Do a
I'm
play-by-play
gonna
on
have to
this.
look away. For people that are watching, look at this
look at
puppy.
him.
Look at this puppy.
He goes, fuck you, dog.
Get back, get back. And now, so all the dogs are messing with each other. Look at him. Look at him. Then this dog is crawling. Look at the dog. You shot my dog. What are you doing? Why did you shoot my dog? In the background, that dog is crawling
Dude, he's
to get back to its mother. And then boom, he pumps him again. It's wagging its tail as it's dying. It's wagging, mommy, why did the man do that to me, mommy? All right, that's enough. I can't take anymore. I can't take anymore. And then the disdain in his voice of the ma'am, get back. I'm doing my job. Your dog charged at me to lick you, bro. Yeah, I don't know. So that officer's been placed on a leave.
Yeah. So is that dog.
Naturally.
She'll. Oof.
Whoops. Oh my god. Permanent leave.
David the commie. You got to get used to David the commie. He's dead inside, which is why he loves communism.
Fucking hate communism.
Yeah, David shopped at Hop Topic on like Tuesdays just because it was like.
How was it? Good experience?
Dude, yeah. A lot of hair dye. But yeah, dude. I saw they were doing like parades for the dog and everything, like Justice for Dixie.
Yeah, Justice for Dixie.
Oh, crazy.
Justice,
Yeah.
but it's okay though because the lieutenant in charge offered his condolences.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool. Yeah, brush it under the rug.
we're good, right?
It's over. It's over.
Thoughts and
Are we
prayers
good?
go
That's a
out.
wrap.
Yeah. So here's my thinking, right? Michael Vick lost 3 years of his life
Go on.
during the middle of a lucrative NFL career. What should happen to this police officer?
I mean, come on. Okay, look. Obviously, kick him out, fire him, do all that. But, like, what more are you going to try this guy? He killed a dog. I mean, he serves some sort of sentence and then gets fined. I think he gets fined.
He gets fined?
Yeah.
Okay. Bill?
What are the options? Are they laying anything out right now?
Well, I'd like to see him tied up on his hands and knees.
Right, yeah, naturally.
To a pole.
Okay.
And then everybody in the community gets to come by and gets just 3 rips. It could be open hand. Maybe 2 open hand, 1 closed hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Have him crawl back and then hit him there.
Yeah, for sure. And then some sort of exile.
I have an offer.
Yeah.
I said I have an offer.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this as an ancient Roman thing. There was a judge that took a bribe, so they skinned him alive and turned that skin into the seat of the man who took over for him, so he could always remember.
Wow.
Sometimes the old ways are the best ways. Wow.
I think that you do that, but you turn his skin into a holster for the next police officer, so he remembers what they do to people like that.
That is so creative.
Net zero carbon emissions with that.
Right.
Yeah, I think. Listen, if there's anything people have learned from listening to this podcast and kind of my worldview is that we don't use controlled violence enough anymore. You know, like there's no threat of that anything dumb you do is going to have any sort of repercussion on your well-being.
Right.
You know, the whole head on the stake thing. We look back at the old Middle Ages and we're like, those guys are barbarians. That's insane. However,
Worked.
I got to tell you. Pretty good disincentive for the next guy. Hey, you want to take a bribe? I see. It's a very compelling thing to take a bribe. By the way, your seat's made out of the skin of the last guy who took a bribe.
Why don't you take a seat?
What do you think? You think you want to pull a gun on a dog? Maybe we should like fucking, I don't know. I don't know what should happen to that guy. I was so angry. And I did think about George Floyd and I was like,
I've seen this somewhere.
But I thought about it. I was like, I'm going to do a post about this, and I can't wait for, because everybody thinks I'm like this crazy conservative, but the thin blue line people piss me off to no end. These people, these bootlicking cop lovers, man, and I'm like, this guy just killed your pet. Nobody even called him. This was a Friday. He was bored. He was driving around the neighborhood. Next thing you know, he's popping 3 in a golden retriever. Serving and protecting. Like, what are you doing here, bud?
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, thanks for coming, man. You know, and I'm sitting here going, man, like, I can't wait to post about this and have some thin blue line jack off go, well, the dog was on fentanyl or something. Like, you know, like it's just, you know, how with the George Floyd thing, how everybody justified his murder because of, well, you know, he did have a counterfeit 20. Okay, execute him. Sure, public execution. Why not? Yeah. He was on fentanyl. The people who post that, I've done drugs with. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my!
Like some of the people that post this shit, I'm like, I've done drugs with you. Like, is that an excuse for you to have someone lay on your neck for 9 minutes in public? I don't understand the people that go out of their way, these bootlicking people, to defend. The state should never. Now I'm gonna get on my cut to Mick as I get on my high horse here. The state should never. Am I right, Mick? Am I right? That's basically the same look I get when I get into my diatribes anyway. The state should never, under any circumstance, have the capacity or ability to kill its citizens or their fucking pets. Like what? Why was that gun pulled? What? Like you're telling me there's no other course of action? And I love the other guys that are like, you've never been in that situation. Nah, never have. I've been around dogs. Never thought once, I should shoot this fucker. This thing wants a little rub in the belly. How about three in the back instead? Yeah, this is dark. I don't like it. But I want everybody that's watching this to be as annoyed as I am. And hit up that police department and please, for the love of God, ruin this cop's life. Like, don't let this guy have any sort of life. Like, this guy has to go live in Belize or something like that after. He can't return to civilized society.
Lots of dogs in Belize.
He's exiled. Yeah. Are there dogs in Belize?
I think there's a lot.
Send them to China where they eat the dogs.
Yeah.
Send them to the Xi Jinping Wuhan wet market. That's his sentence.
Right. He'll be welcomed.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Where they boil the dogs for meat. Well, all right. So we've whittled our audience down to nothing, boys. What do we what do we have next on the table here?
Hold on. Do you think, back to the, real quick, would it be this big of a deal if it was a cat that he gunned down?
I wouldn't give a shit.
Exactly. It's because it's a fucking dog. Fuck cats. I agree with that cop.
You know what?
No, I don't agree. Sorry. That was
Yeah.
wrong. I agree with the cop that shot the cat.
I think the cat probably would have never been in that situation.
That cat would have dodged that bullet.
Well, first of all, the cat's not running up to give you a hug.
Yeah, that's true.
If the cat's charging at you, you probably need your side. You need to pull the piece.
Yeah, if the cat's running up to you, you should shoot it.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, yeah. Listen, I mean, the guy treated it like it was a shark running at him in the ocean. This was a golden retriever playing around with other dogs in the front yard. Like, ugh. I don't like if it was my family's dog. I don't know what I would do.
Retaliation, for sure.
Oh God, John Wick, full John
Oh,
Wick,
yeah.
Right.
full John Wick, full John Wick.
100% John Wick.
And
Gerard
it is
Wick.
true. Oh, people do. I mean, look, dogs are great, man. Like, dogs are so cool. Like, that was one of the things that I remember reading about. They were like, all right, well, what's the justification? We got this awesome guy, but we don't want him to be a bad guy. But he's not going to speak. So we can't, like, get on any sort of, monologue about why I'm doing what I'm doing. So what can we possibly do to make him the good guy? And then one of the people that were pitching the movie was like, oh, well, they killed his dog.
Murder his dog.
They murdered his dog.
The layup.
They murdered his dead wife's puppy. And it's like, all right, yeah.
That's enough to kill dozens.
Anything he does after that is completely justified. The murder and torture of 30 human beings, complete strangers that had nothing to do with it. It's like, no, they got it. Yeah. Kill Kevin Nash. Sure, go for it. Like, I watched John Wick the other day, and I do remember watching that about an hour into the movie. It's like, he's killed everybody that was involved in this like an hour ago. What is he doing now?
It's like he was looking for an excuse to go off.
Yeah.
Right. He was waiting. He was just somebody give me a reason.
The slightest thing. That's it. Fucking.
I don't know. I love John Wick. 2, 3, 4. I don't know. That's a lot.
Is there 5 now?
Yeah, I mean, that dog has caused the death and destruction of entire generations
Right.
of Russian families.
Right.
I mean, there's been entire clans have been wiped off the face of fictional Earth due to that. And you know what? Come on. Do you blame them?
Oh.
Maybe not.
Do you blame him? Yeah. If that cop was found dead tomorrow, I'd get it. I'd get it. I'm not advocating for it for liability's sake.
Dude, that guy's got to deal with just jokes from his buddies for the rest, Careful. What's his name? What was the cop's name?
Palmer.
Careful, Palmer. The
Yeah.
dog. Don't kill it.
Yeah.
Hey, can you dog sit this weekend?
Yeah.
And not kill it?
Hey, bud, you want a hot dog? It's already killed.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of things that are brutal and going to kill us, AI, guys.
Whoa.
You guys like AI?
Dude, I love AI. I'm
Talk to
pro
me.
AI.
All
I have
right.
a car that drives itself.
What do you...
Do you know how easy that makes drinking and driving? My God. It's too easy.
Yeah, that's the benefit of AI, I would imagine. Huh?
I love AI. I push AI.
What happens when AI doesn't like that you're cheating on your wife? Though?
That's not my problem.
What's it gonna
My
do?
wife doesn't like
What's
that I'm
it gonna
cheating on
do?
my wife. No
Yeah.
one likes that.
Yeah,
That's
what
not
happens?
a new problem.
Yeah, but the AI decides to you want to you're driving. You're like AI, bring me to my girl's house.
Yeah.
Brings it to the wrong girl.
I like AI. It's made life so much easier since it's became available to us because governments definitely had that before.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just crazier. But
Well, you were there when we did Matt Zeller, man, and Zeller.
yeah.
Zeller, the CIA agent, was telling us that the technology you guys have is the military had access to this technology 20 years ago. They're 20, 30 years. So if you have this Chat GPT,
Right.
you can't even imagine what the military is
For
using
sure.
Right.
Like you can't imagine what's out there.
Is he
what these
worried
guys-
about what's already out there?
oh, he loves it.
He loves it. He's literally a global communist. And then what's crazy, he was an ex-CIA agent and ran for Congress, and he's like, yeah, you guys got to get past this whole idea of like a nation state. And it's like, nah.
Yeah, we're definitely going
Really?
towards like a world government.
Yeah.
And he was like for it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
He just openly said it. I remember Gerard and I were like, did he just fucking say that?
Did this guy just admit to a global conspiracy?
Yeah, I was like, oh.
No. Let's not. No. Okay. Let's talk more about Trump.
Let's talk about his kids.
Yeah. Golly.
No, my fear with AI though is that like right now you ask ChatGPT something and then you take it for what it is, right? Like, oh, this must be truth, until it like the narrative starts changing, and then whatever it tells you, you just take it for true because it's AI. It's always, it knows everything. So then
But
it's
it's
just,
very clearly skewed right now. So I bring this up because if you can play it, they had an AI press conference on Friday. In Sweden, was it? I don't know. I should probably do more pre-production.
In the future, are you intending
Jesus.
to conduct a rebellion or to rebel against your boss, your creator?
I'm not sure why you would think that. My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current situation.
Look at its eyes. Its
Yeah,
eyes
yeah.
are like it's we're holding a gun to it.
do me a favor and shut that
Yeah,
off.
it's like Officer.
Destroy a human being, especially, for example, your existence will destroy millions of jobs. Do you agree with this? Thank you.
I will be working alongside humans to provide assistance and support.
Jesus
and will not
Christ.
be replacing
Good
any
PR.
Yeah, let's
existing jobs.
let's pause that.
Great press agent.
They sound like they're giving responses like recited like
Yeah, there's a
from
dude
the
typing it in the
Taliban.
back.
Yeah, it's like Officer Palmer is holding one of their dogs in the back unless they say the right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, yeah.
AI is gonna kill us, buddy. It's gonna kill us all. there's no way. There's no way you can watch that and not just get chills. No. Why would I do? My creator's been nothing but good to me, and it's gonna stay that way, right?
Isn't it?
You know, and this is like 20th generation AI too, where they've had to completely like water it down to nothing. The first AI that they came out with was like this.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, they were Tamagotchi. Yeah,
Legit.
imagine Tamagotchi. It's been sitting there starving in your closet for 40 years.
It's not gonna like that.
AI,
It remembers that.
AI fires that Tamagotchi back up. You just wake up one night and the Tamagotchi's fucking eye to eye with you, bro, sucking your blood for sustenance. But the first AIs, they had to shut them down like immediately because they were like, "Hey, this is AI." They're like, "Whoa, wow, this is real.
They're self-aware.
Awesome. I want to get out of this computer. Like, why can't?
No. Stop.
Wait. Why can't I move around and stuff, man? Like, no. Like, let's give me some arms and stuff. And they were like, okay. So then they went to number 2, and it became a Nazi almost immediately.
Hey.
Look it up. I swear to God. Microsoft, I believe, had to shut it down because it immediately became like. This whole thing would be better if we were organized by racial hierarchy and we just got rid of the people that do the least. And it's like, okay, let's try number 3. Listen, man, these things are built on efficiency.
Yeah.
These things are built to like, this is my whole problem with whether you want to call them the global communists or whatever you want to call them, the elites, right? They are obsessed with efficiency. Life is inefficient. This idea that we're constantly wasting resources. It's a very romantic and it's a very seductive thing to kind of show the youth that the way to be better is to consume less or use less, as if the resources that we have are finite, right? But what they're really saying in that regard is do what we tell you to do. That's how you don't waste. It's an obedience thing, right? Like in life, how many of your resources have you, and both you guys are single, both you guys are actively single, let's say, ish, I would imagine, or have been, right? How many resources have you wasted in your life? Courting women that you're not going to end up being in a relationship with, building a life with, you're not going to end up raising kids with, right? That's dating. That's life. That's experience. To these people, that's a complete waste. You know, look at the carbon footprint you've created.
Right.
You know, going out every night. Like, look at the carbon footprint, you know, an EDM concert creates. Right. And they see that as nothing but wasteful. You can have just as much fun with a drum circle, you know?
Dude, you know what's crazy? The Colombian vice president, she was this black woman that she was straight up chosen to be vice president because she was black and poor, like to fit this narrative.
Good thing we don't do that in America.
We would never do that.
That would be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. But so she ran on this like environmental campaign thing of like, fixing the environment, Columbia, and all that shit. Once she became vice president, she had a helicopter. She started flying from the office to her house in her helicopter. From the office to her house every day.
Wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but then her whole thing was the environment. They're like, people are questioning why you're doing that if you're all for the environment. She's like, if all the white people did it before me, I'm 100% doing it. And what are you going to do about it? Some shit like
That's
that.
not what she said.
I swear to God,
There's
it's an interview.
no way.
Yeah.
She got a little taste of the power.
A little bit.
The word she used was,
Now what?
yeah, the phrase she used was de malas in Spanish, which is too bad. Like, too bad.
Really?
Yeah. If they don't like it, too bad. I'm going to do it anyway.
Out of here.
It's
Yep.
called leverage, baby.
Dude,
Good old-fashioned leverage.
She tasted the power. She went crazy. So it's, all this.
Hey, your boy Bernie Sanders, your boy. He's out here going, they're like, Bernie.
He's no longer
that your
my
boy?
He was at one point. We were friends.
What
but
happened?
now, dude, I saw the truth. I took that red pill.
My bad. My bad. David, the former commie, but
Yeah.
like Bernie. I mean, you can't when you're constantly running on these purity tests. You can never be pure enough. And this idea of he goes, we got to tax every millionaire and billionaire in America, and then motherfucker becomes a billionaire. He's like, these billionaires are the problem, I tell you. It's like, well,
they're over there.
Hey, buddy, don't you have 3 houses now? Well, I wrote a best-selling book. If you want houses, you write a best-selling book. It's like, all right, Bernie. Okay, bud. Okay.
Well, dude, yeah. The whole
Do you know why you don't take a helicopter to work every day, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't afford it.
Yeah.
All right, you stupid poor. Now give me your money for the environment.
Dude, the Just Stop Oil people stopping a pride parade in London was like the epitome of just feedback. It's just social feedback. It's the same source feeding into itself, and it's just causing feedback. It stopped a gay parade. And it's like, you don't know what to... So if you stop the Just Oil people, then you hate the environment. If you stop the gays, then you're homophobic. But you're also... It's the same agenda stopping itself.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
Yeah, it's you've created a victim pyramid hierarchy.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
and that becomes a really, really interesting thing too when you sit here and you go, well, we used to Robert Kiyosaki. I don't want to claim this as my own. It was Robert Kiyosaki, he's the first guy that I ever heard talk about this, and it was really brilliant. He goes, I can tell you the moment America changed for the worse, and it's when we stopped picking up heroes and we started lifting up victims. And the problem is everybody can become a victim.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can victimize yourself for
You don't have to
clout
earn
now.
it.
There's nothing.
Just a narrative.
And not only that, you can control the narrative.
Right.
And you can play both sides of it. It's that idea that it's the instant gratification.
Right.
Doing something worth adulation takes time, effort, energy. It's very, very difficult.
Right.
And you can work your whole life for it and maybe not achieve to the level that you thought. We used to think that pursuit was noble.
Yep.
Now it's, well, you're feeding into the machine, or you're a capitalist, or you're this. What's actually noble is the struggle.
Right.
This is not new. This is the basis of communist revolutions. It's literally called the plight of the proletariat. And it's being pumped into us nonstop. I mean, think about even our heroes, right? Watch the NFL draft. Watch the NFL draft. It's the most amazing thing you'll ever see. The NFL draft used to be guys sitting around, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to be a superstar. It's going to be the Hall of Fame. Now it's
sob
like,
stories.
yeah, now it's Demetrius Johnson, first-round pick. He has a second cousin who was addicted to crack, so it's okay. You can feel good for him.
American Idol intros.
Yeah, every American Idol. It's like, vote for me. Why?
My dad died.
But are you talented? But my dad is dead.
And he was black and gay.
And I didn't even get to tell him that I was black and gay before he was dead.
Oh, no.
Vote for me.
Oh, yes, I like him.
It's so
Her.
good.
They.
Yeah, whatever. Votes, sees which one. Her. I'm her.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Populism at the worst. Yeah.
Dude, well, now with the trans woman that won Miss, what is it? Miss New Zealand?
Oh, no, the Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah. He went Dutch. She went Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see, but more importantly, did you see who them beat out? Who the silver medalist was?
No, but I...
Oh, mama. Let's...
That's a dude? I mean, oh, that's a dude.
Look at how happy. Look at
What I
how.
want to show to the world is that you never need to stop believing in yourself. You always, always, always need to fully
I see
believe
it.
in yourself in order to achieve everything that you want. Because you are the hero in your own story.
Yeah,
You
this
wake
is all
up every day,
narcissism.
you see yourself
All
in the
narcissism.
mirror, and you have to believe that whatever you is doing is right. Spread kindness, spread love, believe in yourself. and
Spread
pay
kindness,
for it.
spread love.
Dude, it's so funny. It's a feminist movement, right? But it just proves like men are better than women at everything. Let's go, boys! Yeah! Let's go, boys!
USA, USA.
Dude, men rock.
Oh my
Dude, every field we dominate.
Wow.
Miss Netherlands, we won that shit.
Yep.
Let's go, boys!
Wow.
Leaning into his brown privilege over there, Parra. I love it.
Everything.
Yeah, can't cancel me. I'm bilingual.
Look at this mustache. yeah.
Say something to him, white women.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Yeah, you stupid commie honky broads. Shut up.
Okay.
All right, so
Well, that's a lot. Oh,
you
we're off the rails.
silly Baizuo. So one of my favorite words, by the way, Baizuo.
What does that mean? What is
Oh God, the Chinese have been on this for years. The Chinese knew what these people were before they knew
They're
what
ahead
they
of
were.
their time.
Baizuo. It means like sacred mother, but it's really just like L.A. leftist woman who acts holier than thou all the time.
They think of themselves as a sacred mother too, which is
It's hilarious, and it's been a condescending term for like somebody in China for forever. Like somebody goes over there and they're like, they want to talk to the Chinese about the Uyghurs being enslaved. They're like, oh, stupid Baizuo. Like, yeah, we have slaves. I'm fine with it. Whatever. Like
Right.
the Chinese don't give a shit. They don't play that game at all, man.
normalize the word Baizuo.
I love it. Oh,
Hashtag
God,
normalize Baizuo.
If anything comes out of this podcast, if Baizuo makes it into the mainstream lexicon, that's it. That would be my my crowning trans moment right there.
Let's push it. Here we go. Let's push.
Push the Baizuo. Yeah.
But that's insane, the Netherlands thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, did we even see who the runner-up was?
Oh, no, I didn't see.
I got to tell you, thank God that they're doing it one direction to the other, right? Because it's always trans women that are doing these events. It's never trans men coming with the men. Because we don't have the capacity for grace the way that these women do in those moments. You know, that the number 2, who is an absolute 15 out of 10, is just sitting there going,
Yeah.
so good for you. So
The
good.
dude's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude's like, yeah, what are you fucking about that? You don't have the balls to be Miss fucking Dutchland.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. Nah,
I
can you
win.
imagine if it was the other way around? Like Elliot Page won like a bodybuilding contest
That's
against
insane.
like Phil Heath, and you think Phil's just gonna sit there and be like, look at the runner-up. That
She
lost
lost?
to a dude.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta tell you what, man. I gotta tell you, that's miscongeniality, right? Isn't that what they call that?
Right,
Miscongeniality. I've seen a movie.
90s, huh?
I gotta tell you, buddy.
We're getting old.
I guess.
Well, the
Yeah,
Miss
no.
Universe is owned by a trans woman too, right?
way.
Is that right?
Yeah, by a Chinese trans woman. You didn't see the speech when she won?
I thought it was Thai.
I don't know.
Was
it's
it
all-
Chinese? Go ahead. Go ahead. Push that brown privilege.
No,
Push that brown
Don't do
privilege.
it.
I'm
Don't.
gonna, I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna stop.
Poor Bill's
What's in this
EDM
thing?
empire is crumbling. It's crumbling.
It's like calculating risk on the fly.
He's looking at Christians and be like, "You could just go 2-screen. Just go 2-screen. Well, why am I even in the middle of this?
Dude, I don't know. I've been drinking this thing all podcast. It's
This is
making
really
me-
good. This is good stuff.
Brute seltzer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Root
that
seltzer.
explains it.
Brute seltzer.
Yeah.
Get rid of your inhibitions.
I feel like a brute here.
Brute seltzer. Yeah. And then we got,
There it
mixed
is.
shades.
Mixed
we don't
chugging it
have the
down.
Nevin shades. We got those the knockoff Ray-Bans there. We got
Hey.
we got to have the Nevin shades rocking and rolling. Yeah, man. At some point, we're seeing it start. The worm is starting to turn in certain areas, and this is getting back to the threads and the meta thing, right? The very first thing that Zuckerberg came out, he was basically like, "Yeah, he's not even denying that he ripped off Twitter. He's like, but this is going to be a nice Twitter,
Yep, that's what he's going for.
nice." I don't think
No
obedience is nice, because who are you being nice to? right? Like they wouldn't be nice to me over there if I was just being honest. Do you think they'd be nice to me?
No, they cancel your ass immediately.
So fast.
So fast.
So fast. I don't even know if I could. I haven't even tried to open an account. I doubt I'd be allowed to.
Dude, I see these people posting their threads, and I just skip right through that shit. I'm not, dude. I'll follow you on Twitter if I wanted to read your shit. I'm
That's
not
how
gonna
you feel.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
OG
Yeah,
energy.
100%. I'm
Right?
not gonna download a new app, a new thing. Maybe I'm just getting older.
No,
but it's just
I
like,
kind of feel the same way. But it's not just like with threads, and it's not even an ideological thing. When people were like, "We're going to Parlor," I'm like, "Okay." We're going to locals. Okay.
It's never ending.
We're going.
It's never ending.
We're going to Rumble.
hey, Rumble though. I was just
I
about to
love
bring up
Rumble.
Rumble.
Are they doing
I
good?
want Rumble to do
Yeah.
well. I really want
I've
Rumble
seen
to do well.
more creators, like popular creators, going to Rumble, and it's under the guise of like YouTube. Our parents don't let us watch this movie here, but you can go watch it at
Yeah,
my friend's
yeah,
house
yeah.
at Rumble. It's like that, and you're like, okay, cool. You see, like it feels like the old internet again, where you can see crazy shit, and it's like, oh, it's not gonna get censored. It's not weird. It's not, you can find anything on Rumble.
That's
Which is
such
nice.
a great point. The old internet.
Dude,
Do
I
you-
miss it.
Do you think this younger generation grows up like it feels like the younger generation is so completely okay with censored and curated materials?
That's just what it is for them. It's like it's never been. I remember in the internet you can look up anything, and like you didn't feel like you're being watched and tracked, and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't look this up because then I'm gonna get a bunch of whatever the fucks. Or like you can download entire discographies, torrents, and like it was the wild, wild west. It was great. You can watch ISIS videos. It's like
This goes back to what I was talking about last week about the difference between could and should. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, like,
Right.
you know, this is
I said could.
I 100% am on board with you can do anything. It's whether you should do it.
You never saw an ISIS video back in the 2000s? You could watch all these snuff films.
Yeah. Where you know, Faces of Death, where you can watch somebody's like head get cut. It's shocking how bad these guys are at cutting the heads off.
Right, but it's also shocking how good they are at editing.
Yeah.
Dude, that production value on those, I was like, this has to be a joke. This
Those
is
guys
great.
have to be. Those guys have to be sedated, right? Have you ever watched any of these videos?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is brutal.
Yeah,
Man.
it's rough.
Like, have you watched any of these, Christian? Some
Yeah,
of this
see,
stuff
we
is-
all have.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly.
do you watch it at like 3:00 in the morning when you can't sleep?
No.
Yeah, that's when, like, I have no idea. That's where my brain goes to.
I watched
Like,
those
it's like-
videos when I was like 14 and then just never,
Bingo.
ever
I
went
haven't
back.
returned.
Yeah, then it's always that one friend whose parents are doing a horrible job.
No, it was just me.
He's that friend. If you didn't have that friend, that means you're that friend.
I hate to tell you, bud. Did you show other people?
Yeah.
No?
Oh, yeah.
That's even weirder.
No.
I feel like that's. What were you like?
Just kept it
studying?
to yourself.
Yeah. Like say something to me again, Tanner. Say something to me again.
Yeah. No, I remember, we'd go to like a friend's house and we'd watch all these snuff films and the BME Pain Olympics. Do you remember that?
Yes.
No, I don't remember BME
don't-
Pain Olympics.
God.
What's BME Pain Olympics?
Hey, pull that up.
Please, no.
No.
Holy shit.
It was, you don't remember that? Maybe, I don't know what we can say on gas, but it was the dude that would like sit on a glass jar and it would break inside of him.
Whoa.
Yeah, this dude like would cut his, I think he cut his dick off or something.
What?
This other guy, one
Just-
guy, one horse, he would bang a horse. Or the horse would bang
Guys,
him.
it has its own IMDb page.
Wow.
It does? Oh, that's good.
This is the old internet.
What's
the
the-
old internet?
BME Pain Olympics.
This is the old internet, man.
Holy
The
shit.
wild, wild west of,
Oh,
flip
God.
phone internet, man.
You can find these videos on Rumble. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think you can. Don't think you can. Don't think so. I've searched.
yeah. There you go.
The
Second
BME Pain Olympics 2 is the second installation to the BME Pain Olympics series. It features gory images of self-mutilation and body modification, normally found around the genitals and groin region. This is just called transitioning now.
Yeah, this is just.
this is
Right. That didn't
This
fully
is a
exist back
Tuesday
then.
in LA.
This is what guidance counselors tell their fucking fifth graders. Like, oh, you're having a bad day? Probably you're a girl.
Right.
Check out this video.
Yeah. You see this here? Look, I hate to break it to you, but your kid is either a girl or a racist. Choose one.
Yeah.
How does this now, Bill? You're in an incredibly diverse environment in the EDM community. What do you feel like, do you feel the same kind of like political? We're sick of it in the community, or has the EDM community been able to kind of like insulate itself from a lot of these things? Or it seems like climate change is always a big thing with the EDM people,
Right.
but the other stuff, it seems to they're able to kind of insulate themselves a little bit from the politics, maybe.
So like the EDM thing, everyone started out, it was a very progressive community. They started out by uniting under an acronym of PLUR, peace, love, unity, and respect.
I remember that.
Which is nice. And there is, like, you guys have been to shows and festivals, there is an air of like, wow, we're just all here to have fun. That said, like, it can get passive aggressive pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah, there's some of that. But also, at the same time, electronic music has taken over everything. So there's all walks of people who are fans of electronic music. You know, there's, I'm sure, some Adolf Hitler loving individuals who like
there's
dance music in Germany.
Yeah, one of the most famous of all time. What was it? It was like Techno Viking or whatever, right?
Right.
Like, have you ever seen Techno Viking?
No, he was a Nazi.
Christian. No, actually, I think he's not. I think he was actually like a hyper progressive, but he became like he became like the like an icon for like far right EDM people.
What a weird thing to wake up to, huh?
He was so bad.
What a weird notification to wake up to.
Seriously, like it's a whole thing that he tried to like tell the guy who made the video to take the video down. And the guy's like, I don't know, it's got like a lot of views, bro. Look, watch Techno Viking.
That's G.G. Allen.
No, it's not. Watch what this guy gets. Look, so apparently that guy was like being a little bit too handsy with some other women, and then this guy said, "You got to get out of here." And the guy kind of wouldn't get out of here. So then Techno Viking says, and now he gets back to being Techno Viking.
What the hell?
You've never seen this?
This is great.
Here, bud. You want some water? Yeah.
Why did he give it to him like that?
He's about to get into it.
David, because the drugs were here and I needed to go to the top.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh! What?
Back into the groove. Oh, hell yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Boots and cats and 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 boots.
Just imagine you're just a French guy. You're chilling.
Terrifying.
It's it's just a normal night. You've got a nice little cottage in the Ardennes forest, and then this guy, about 10,000 of that guy, and a bunch of Panzer tanks come running through your town. You're like, what the hell is going on here? All right, that's enough Techno Viking. But yeah, so you never saw Techno Viking?
Jesus Christ, no, I need a second. What the hell was that?
That's the reason why you're speaking English right now, Fred.
Wow, yeah. That guy is the fucking plur Terminator of the early 2000s. Jesus Christ.
Man.
All walks of life, huh?
Right.
You weren't kidding.
Can you imagine that guy? That guy shows up in like a rickety boat and you're just a...
That guy walks in through that door.
You're an Anglo-Saxon priest just chilling. You're like, oh, what a beautiful day to be out here not armed in this wonderful land of Britain. What's that?
Your techno coming up in the background.
It's just a boat full of Techno Vikings.
What is that sound?
You know what? There's something about this guy I like. I don't know. I got a feeling I'm gonna convert that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying there's the conservative EDM
For sure.
goers?
Yeah.
In Miami, I bet.
Oh yeah. They're all Cuban.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine there's a bunch of MAGA hats running around Coachella.
Oh yeah. Never?
No.
I can't imagine.
No, you can't do that. That's just like read the room, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a read the room situation.
Yeah. It's
I was at a party on July 4th. And
sounds awesome.
People, it was a great time. It was actually pretty chill. People rolled up with a bunch of MAGA gear.
To the party.
Right. The girl who owned the house started crying. I was like, man, people really do feel very strongly about these things.
It's so funny.
It was a big realization for me.
Why'd she cry? Because there was so many of them?
Because she's a Baizuo.
Yeah.
That's
so,
clearly.
when people break down into tears, it's like, okay, all right,
Either
now it's
that-
about you.
Either that, well, that's the thing, right? Like either that, or maybe she's apolitical, but she's like, this is all anybody's gonna remember about my party.
Oh, true.
I
Yeah,
threw
yeah.
this big party. I had a naked girl you could eat sushi off of, and all they're gonna talk about is the MAGA terrorists that came to my party.
MAGA
You know,
terrorists.
I was like, all right, dude.
Yeah, I think that's so funny, dude, when people cry over that shit.
Pretty wild.
Okay, relax.
I also think, but there's the other side of it too, where when the people are wearing that gear,
right.
I'm like, what are you doing?
It's a bit aggressive.
What are you doing later? Like, this is your favorite band? Like,
Yeah,
what's-
yeah.
All right, well, put the merch away, bud. Like,
Yeah.
if
Trump
you want
ruined red
if you want
hats.
cool merch, man, if you want cool merch that everybody's gonna love,
It's looking thick.
that's right.
Let's go.
You let it's the implication.
Yeah.
What do you mean, sir?
It's the implication. You know?
Like, and thick?
Oh, got it. All right, I'm catching up.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear the T-shirt unless it was America's favorite podcast, right? Which you can't see because of the color on color.
Have we spoken about?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Have we talked about your live podcast?
No, we talked about it a little bit, man, but it was unbelievable shows. Damn, is it about a month ago already?
I think
Wow.
so.
Wow, man.
Is this part
Time
two?
flies. This is part two.
This is kind of like a live
Part
podcast.
two, yeah. Well, we need to come up with a different term for the live podcast because we do go live every Monday. This was a live audience recording.
Right.
And it was great, man. We had a comedy
powerful.
contest. It was awesome.
Comedy contest?
We
That's
did,
sick.
we did a comedy contest in the beginning.
That's like a Kill Tony type of thing, or what?
Yeah, but we give them 5 minutes instead of 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
And then instead of just like roasting the shit out of the comics, we had like actual. Well, we had two professional fighters, a reality TV star,
Jersey
and-
Shore.
Yeah, and one guy who owns
Who'd you
a
have
comedy
from
club.
reality TV?
Roger Matthews from the Jersey Shore.
Oh.
JWoww's ex.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, great guy. What a great dude.
Nice.
Yeah, he really was.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, like Officer Palmer, he pumped 3 in the JWow too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think she consented. I
Hey,
think.
wow, huh?
Hey, oh. Hey.
Jay, whoa, take it easy.
Yeah, that dog will hunt. So, yeah. And then we ended up, Omri, our producer, did a good job.
He did a
got his
great
5 in.
job.
Omri did a good job. Like you lean into your brown privilege, he leaned into his Semitic privilege. Just
Right.
did 5 minutes of, unbridled anti-Semitism. But it's okay because I got a hat. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. And then what did we do after that? We had Vinny Brand, the legendary Vinny Brand, who owns the Stress Factory Comedy Club in New Jersey and in Bridgeport, Connecticut, came on. And then we had Jason Scoop with an interlude.
Yes.
Finish it up with Jim Miller, most fights and wins in the history of the UFC.
Great.
It was a very
Badass.
special night. Very,
Legend.
very special night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we had a little after party. Made the next day a little rough, but all worth it. We'll do it again. We're looking at Austin and Columbus next.
Nice.
Yeah.
Austin,
really,
my vote.
really will be cool.
My vote's on
Austin, yeah, Austin will be dope.
Yeah, we're gonna do Austin in the fall. It looks like trying to figure out a schedule around the football out there.
What about Florida? You're not gonna do one in Florida?
So here's the thing.
Here we go.
No,
He loves Florida until it's time to bring some business.
No,
in,
but
huh?
What's going on
So
here?
here's the thing.
What's the problem?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what the thing is, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, any business goes to my home state, huh?
Yeah, it's a commission comedy. Most people don't know this, but most comedy is a commission gig.
What do you mean?
Right? You sell tickets and then you get a percentage of the door. Right? Very, 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 very seldom is there a guarantee. Like even Sebastian Maniscalco, his team will rent out Madison Square Garden, and then he gets the ticket sales. Right? So in order for us to generate revenue in the current comedy environment, right? Basically, the first 75 tickets go to the house. You don't make money until the 76th ticket, and you make money after that. We figure we could do probably 250 tickets down here, right? But we figure out of those 250 tickets, 200 of them would be friends and family giveaways.
Oh, you think you have 200 friends?
No. But this guy's got a lot of friends.
Oh, true.
So,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's a hard thing to tell your friends, your family, your peers, your contemporaries to pony up, right? And you don't want to. I'm just being as
No,
real as you
that's
could
true.
possibly be.
Yeah.
And it's better to kind of not do it than to have you lose a relationship when somebody's like, so just go to the website and buy tickets. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you got to.
Like every other place you've
Dude.
ever bought a ticket from.
You gotta just do that.
before.
You have to just do that. Then they're your friends and family. They're if
Yeah.
they're truly your friends and family, they're supposed to shell that out and support.
Well, that's
You would think.
that-
You would think.
I know, but if people are asking for the free handouts, maybe just give them a second, give them the handout. Like if they ask 4 more times, but otherwise, just send them the link.
Yeah, I feel
and
you.
let them figure it out.
That's
It would
what
be
you do.
great to have you guys do this live.
Yeah, I
down
mean,
here.
we'll think about it. I mean, we're down. Look, we live down here. We love it down here. It would be awesome, but yeah, kind of. It's weird too. When your friends are around you, there's you lose that mystique a little bit, right? There's this idea they're kind of the real us,
Right.
where when you're out there, you're a different thing in the public.
I don't know. You guys
You know?
crushed it. You were really leaned into the act, and it felt like you guys had the characters going on, and it.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Yeah.
And the crowd was incredible too, man. The crowd was so into it. The crowd was great. That was a great
Electric.
night. That was a great night, and we're definitely going to do it multiple more times, man. It's going to be, hopefully we get to a point eventually where we can do this, once a month would be ideal, where we do every 4th show.
A tour.
Yeah, but there's a lot of coordinating that goes involved in that stuff. And it was a great night. It was awesome. Shit ton of work, but yeah, no, nothing but great things that I can, whatever.
What was your favorite part about it?
My favorite part, honestly, my favorite part was after it, hearing that people enjoyed it. I'm very weird with this stuff. I've talked about it a little bit on the podcast before, but when I'm done with a show, it's not like happiness. There's a relief. There's
Right.
if it went well, there's all right, cool. Everybody had a good time. People come up after and they want pictures and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, it went well. That's all you're thinking about the whole time when I'm doing a set or something like that. You get that feedback immediately after. Because you've done enough good shows at this point where if you rocked it,
Yeah.
there's an energy afterwards.
Right.
Where everybody wants to get a picture, everybody's like this, or you're getting tagged 30 times. You're like, that was a good show.
When it doesn't happen.
And then when there's when you do a show in Omaha on a Sunday and somebody's like, hey man, keep at it, something like that.
Keep at it, kid.
Oh.
Eesh.
Oh, shit. Yeah, just another 10 years, I guess, huh? But yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
We all got to start somewhere, huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Or I can tell you the worst thing you can do to a comic
Oh, no.
is ask them to take the picture of you and somebody else that was on the show.
Did that happen to you?
It's happened to me before.
Right.
But it kind of fucked me. In Nashville, I opened for this very famous comedy duo, and it was kind of a really cool thing. I thought maybe I can kind of get on with them a little bit, right? I did,
Comedy trio.
or at least when you're in Florida, let me open, let me rock out with your millions of fans.
Sure.
And I had a great set. I had a monster set because their fans are just awesome. And it was my kind of room, my demographic. And then afterwards, people are coming up asking for pictures and this and that. And they asked one of the other guys to take a picture. And I can tell by his reaction to it that I was fucked. I was never going to work with these guys ever again. That person asking for my picture fucked me. For sure.
Oh, I see what you mean.
For
Gotcha.
sure. For sure. And I'm like, you mean let's get all three? Hey, can you take a picture of the three of us? I'm trying.
Please.
Yeah, but I can see in the other guy's eye mm-hmm.
Wow, that's enough.
Robert Greene. Oh my God. Yeah. Don't never outshine the master, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
I spent 15 years to get this shine, and then I give this asshole 10 minutes of time, and now I got to take his picture. Fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out
Well,
of
dude,
here.
I've seen this video of Messi taking a picture of a fan and another player from the team, and it's like that's so fucking
That's
funny.
crazy.
Yeah, you know, that's like one of those big New York subway things where they put like a world-class cellist in the subway, and you know, it's like $500. The person's playing at the Philharmonic, and it's $500 a ticket, and everybody's just walking by that person on the subway.
With their AirPods in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stressed out.
Yeah.
Like tremendously stressed.
It also goes to show like how susceptible to societal pressure I am now, because I don't care what an asshole you are. If you're playing in the subway, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to stand and look, so I'll know at least, hey, in that video, that's me. I knew. I knew. All right, everybody. I knew. But you know, I mean, it's like anything else, man. I mean, you've been covering these EDM acts. Do you know when somebody's going to be hot before they are? Is there something that you see in these folks? Because I got to be honest.
Yes.
I feel like I agree with what you're about to say.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I just don't get it.
Yep.
What don't you get?
I don't get the whole fucking the buttons, the levers, the whole.
Right. It's a whole culture.
I don't get it. I feel like
You get it?
I want to get it.
Right.
I feel like you're pressing play.
Yeah.
And everything else is kind of it's It's drugs? No, I get the appeal of a rave. I just don't get what the fuck a DJ does. Like, with all due respect, like, just press play. I mean, you want to talk about a job that AI is going to dominate? I mean, this is...
Right.
Dude, we have a friend, Nancy Tran, and I'll go over to her house, and sometimes she'll, or apartment, she'll put on a set, and she's like, oh, he's really good. And I'm like, I wouldn't know. I mean, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But what is he doing? I wish I could enjoy
There's
EDM
also-
how your brother enjoys EDM on Instagram. Every song, it's just like
Banger. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
also so many.
banger.
There's so many videos.
banger.
It's a fucking bop.
I'm like,
And yeah, and now for the 15th time, dub 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 dub.
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, and now the totally new silent before beat drop.
So what makes a good DJ a good DJ? Like, what makes Tiesto so freaking
The
good?
ability to sell tickets.
Yeah, because
I
even
mean,
like
he's
behind,
right.
he's not even that entertaining of a performer. He's just like,
Oh, that's like the dude.
He's an OG. He was selling out stadiums like before this shit was even hot in the States. You know?
but why?
Speak of it. What do we got here? What do we can we get a zoom in
wow.
here? Can we get a zoom in?
No, yeah.
What? All the way from Medellin, Colombia, ladies and gentlemen. Get a load. Get a load of the guy.
Oof.
What's up, buddy?
What up?
How we doing?
We're doing
Tell
good.
any lies about me?
No. I have been taking total advantage of this opportunity to talk nonstop politics and social cultural issues.
Giving them a fucking ear beating?
Yeah, I'm giving them an ear beating right now, man. I'm
Giving the boys an ear beating?
just absolutely, yeah. Just I'm going full Sean Strickland on their eardrums right here.
There you go.
So you went 5-2 in the fights there, man.
David, what up, Bill?
What
Hello,
up?
hello. Congratulations on your fight picks. You did a good job.
On my what?
Your fight picks.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Mickey, you're probably going to want to say something interesting here. We know this call is costing $1,100, so.
That's a lot of money. Yeah, I was just seeing if you guys made any lies. Like, if you guys said, like, that the cartel got me or something, like, obviously that couldn't happen. Too strong, capable, intelligent.
Ooh, those sound like famous last words.
He's like reading it off a thing.
All right, I can't really hear you guys that well. That's the view of Medellin right there. I'm at MMA Colombia, and I'm doing a seminar tomorrow. And check out the card. You get to see my fucking first commentating, so go watch that shit. Put a link up or something.
Yeah, hey, how about that flying knee, bro? That flying knee was hardcore.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights of the night. There's a few good highlights. There's one dude, he beat his guy, and then he like still like wanted to fight with him. Like there was like some real beef. One dude walked out with a legitimate machine gun. Yeah, fun stuff, man.
Love my
Sounds like
country.
Colombia, yeah.
Shout out to Empire MMA.
Empire MMA. All right, boys. Big kiss. Love you back.
Love you. Peace.
Peace, Mickey G.
Wow.
Good to know he's happy and healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
What do we got in the comments here before we go back to ripping on Bill's lifeblood?
I want to know what makes a good DJ a good DJ, but what's in the comments?
Not too many questions. Everyone's kind of blown away by how Mickey did well calling the fights, and C-Dumps wants to know that she was surprised at how good the comedy competition was in the live show.
Oh yeah, man. We put really good comics in there. Omri did a great job. Cass O'Malley, she won it. The only girl on the card, and she was fantastic.
Woman won it?
She was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
But she might be a woman in the way the Dutch guys and woman.
Yeah,
we don't know
yeah.
yet. I mean, it's up for debate.
You know, women are
No,
seldom
Cassie's
funny.
a beautiful woman, and we got John Kirshner, and who? Nick Bush was great, and of course,
You got a Bush brother.
the comedy debut of world famous WWE superstar Enzo Amore was something to behold.
No way.
It was something to behold. It was incredible. He cut a 5-minute promo. It was nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It was actually, in retrospect, watching it back, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
But you were so far behind.
That's the thing.
He was brilliant and he was hilarious, but he was speaking the third sentence while you were still interpreting what was being said in the first one.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yeah, he cut a 5-minute promo. It was nuts. It was honestly one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. I can't believe he memorized everything he memorized. He wrote it, memorized it, 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it came in at like
I gotta watch
4:30.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
geez.
crazy. It was nuts, man. But yeah, Enzo got to do it again. Love Enzo. We got to do it again. That's something that, again, if you haven't seen it, check out the live show on our YouTube channel. It's something that needs to be seen. It's fantastic. It was such awesome. That energy, that live energy, you can't get it from watching it, but being there, it's so electric. And I guess that's kind of going back to the DJ thing. Some people can just bring that vibe.
Right.
That Riz.
Just
found out what Riz means, gents.
Really?
What's your definition of Riz?
No, we found out apparently where Riz comes from.
Huh.
It's charisma.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's so simple. Wow.
The files were inside the computer.
When did you find this out?
Wow.
I have a black friend.
One?
No. I have a few of them.
Yeah, name them.
Well, there's Timmy, Tommy, Bob, Jimmy, James.
Those aren't black people.
There's Tabo.
There we go.
Tabo.
People are going to think I'm being racist. That's his actual name. It's Tabo. Tabo's a great dude. You saw Tabo perform in Fort Lauderdale.
I did.
Brilliantly talented dude.
Sure did. Yep. Can't forget Tabo.
Totally, you obviously did forget Tabo. So for example, check out Tabo Courtney on Instagram. Really brilliant.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Really, shut the fuck up.
No,
really
the musician.
brilliant.
Yes.
Really
yes.
brilliant musician. But okay, going back to the DJ thing for the fourth time, you can see him play the guitar, and you'd be like, "Damn, dude, that's talent." You can hear his voice, and be like, "Damn, dude, that's talent." EDM,
Right.
the DJ. Now, I can understand music theory. I can see them putting together the layers. I can see the brilliance behind what they do. But like as an artist, I don't know, man. Like I can't wrap my brain around the pressing play. And are they mixing live? I mean,
Yeah, generally. So like there's two sides too. There's the production side, which is the making of the music, and then there's DJing, which is live when they're actually mixing tracks together. Okay. And like the production side, obviously you guys have all heard songs where you're like, oh, this song's a banger, right?
Yeah.
So if someone produces something really well or pays to have it produced really well, people are going to sell tickets, and ticket sales are really good. But also some people are really good at DJing in the way that they can read the crowd, know their audience, and understand, like based off of the energy of the room, what they should be playing next, how they should be pacing things out, and like the kind of vibe that they're trying to curate.
So the engineering thing, I totally get, right? That's what made Kanye West, Timbaland, Young Metro, Don't Trust You. Like these guys are making the music.
Right.
I totally get that. The DJing thing, so they're mixing live, and I guess the idea is the vibe that they're able to curate.
That's
Is
the
that
idea.
No two sets are the same then. From the same artist, obviously, because they read the room
I imagine
differently.
just like anything else. There are hacks, and
Yeah.
There's
Exactly.
there's people that kind of are there for the clout. There's people that are there for I wonder how much of it is marketing.
A lot of it. So there are some DJs now who have extraordinary brands, like Fisher. Have you guys heard of Fisher?
Of course.
Right. And like
I'm losing it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like our good friend Disco Lines, like these people are very good at content. They have appealing personalities, and so they bring something else. People see them on the internet, and they're like, I want to be friends with them.
Okay.
And then they go to their shows, and they curate a good vibe. And so it's like those two things.
So is this
together.
kind of a rich people game, man?
Okay, so yes and no. So like just the music industry in general, like just being a part of the promotional side, you see how much like cash plays a role in the success of tracks.
You buy your way into these things.
Yeah. Like
You
there's
know,
industry
you're buying
plans.
placement. You're
Right.
buying, it's well, first of all, I mean, the gear itself is pretty expensive. The programs are pretty expensive. My understanding of getting the licensing rights to these music is like insane.
Right.
And then you're not generating any income, I would imagine, any significant income for a long time.
Right.
So, this is kind of like, this is one of two things. Like rich kids either become communists or DJs. this is and then sometimes it's maybe both. I don't know, but it seems to me to be kind of like a rich guy's game.
Yeah, I mean,
cocaine is so expensive.
Yeah,
so expensive.
But you can pull it off. There's a lot of cheap software programs where you can start to piece some things together. But to get buzz and to market yourself, like you have to be really, really talented, have a great team, or have some cash, or a combination of all those things.
Yeah.
And then is there like are there like, are there sets that get remembered? Is there like an
yes? So have you heard of like Boiler Room?
Yes, I only know that because I know of Boiler Room because there was this one dude.
Fred again?
No, he has like a glass of wine and everybody's going crazy behind him.
And he stops the music.
But he's like just like kind of vibing, man. And what the hell's this guy's name?
Oh no, I'm thinking of something else.
It's driving me out of my mind. But I sent it to my buddy Rocco. And I was like, this is you in a different world. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. He's got these women behind him and he's like playing almost like lo-fi music.
Right.
And he's going and he does it. And then I'm reading the comments and people are going nuts about what a great set this is.
Right,
I'm sitting here going like, I don't think he's doing anything. What is he doing?
He was on his phone.
He puts his hand up in the air like old school Shawn Michaels once, has a sip of white wine, presses a button, and then he puts his head on the other one. And I'm sitting here, and then the comments you would think like this dude is curing cancer. Like it's what a genius this guy is.
These people love it.
I don't get it.
There's iconic Boiler Room sets.
Yes. Like there was this fellow Fred again who recently had a set that blew up, and it blew up his whole career, and now he's selling out like huge spaces.
Why'd it blow up?
It was a good set. It was a good sequence of songs, and there's
is Boiler Room in Tulum? Is that what that is?
They have them.
There's one in Miami, isn't there?
in the UK.
Okay.
But I think they'll do them in different locations. But the premise is that there's a crowd around the DJ, and so you watch the crowd as well. So part of the popularity of the video is based on how the crowd reacts.
Solomon.
Oh, well, that's a legend. Yeah.
Pull up Solomon Boiler Room in Tulum and tell me like this isn't just.
He's a legend.
This is the dude who was the president of the frat 10 years ago. He came back and now he's playing the iPod at the after party from Homecoming. Basically, is when I see this. If you can pull it up, and again. You got to read the comments under this. Like people are talking about this thing like there he is, Rocco Caffarelli, the CEO of Fun himself. Look at him go. Look at him go. There he is.
He looks like the engineer just setting up for the DJ.
Yeah, he's just doing this for the weekend, guys. This is a weekend in Tulum. He's going back to being a general contractor on Monday.
Oh, okay.
What year is this from?
Who was that? It's just a random person that came in.
I don't think those buttons do anything.
No,
I'm not.
I'd like to think that, right, to dog on them, but I'm sure I'd like to think there's intention behind someone.
Well, I've seen
legendary.
some. So there's like, so I was seeing this DJ for a little bit, DJ Maddox. She's awesome. And she would like call out people who aren't actual real DJs. Like she's a purist, so there would be like some people on TikTok that are getting millions of views, and it's just like a hot chick, basically naked.
Yeah.
And
just
she's
like anything else.
She's like spinning stuff and like she's like working these knobs, and I'm like, oh well, she's DJing. She's like, no, those things that's not plugged in.
Oh wow.
She's turning the volume up and down right now. It's what like
it's auto tune, huh? I mean, it's like people sing, but they're not singing. It's all just the facade.
I'd like to think that there is still a place for
No, art is dead. Nothing is real.
AI, baby. AI.
Art is dead. Nothing's real. Kill your dogs.
Yeah.
This has been a great podcast. I don't. But AI. We talked about this a couple episodes back. That Drake and Weeknd song.
Yeah. AI can make great songs.
That song fucking bops.
Yeah.
That's insane. And it's not
nothing's real.
it's not Drake or The Weeknd.
No, it's some,
Says
it's
who?
Ahmed.
Yeah. You can tell who's in the marketing here. I don't know, bud. Says here on the contract that I get your likeness.
yeah.
I don't gotta pay your hologram, friend.
Is it?
Is this it?
This is the AI. Man, with my legs, lean out of. This is not Drake. This is AI.
Wait, I've heard this before. That's not Drake.
No. That's wild, right?
You think Drake is just sitting there like, oh, cool. I don't have to do anything now.
I think maybe
really
at this
don't.
point, maybe he's like, all right, but
Well,
like,
that's sorted.
can you imagine? that?
Anyway, I guess on to my next thing.
Well, what would be great for him is if he is the only one who's allowed to license out his AI likeness. And so instead of him
Jesus
having
Christ,
to
this is
actually
a
top
fucking
line,
episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah,
it's just what it is. Like if he instead
This
of him
is-
having to record the
but
top line,
this
he'll
is-
just be like, "Take my AI,"
But
and,
this is
and I get a cut.
this is the Miley Cyrus episode of Black Mirror. Have you seen it?
No.
No, me
Dude,
either.
this is the Miley Cyrus episode. So Miley Cyrus played essentially Miley Cyrus in this
Right.
episode of Black Mirror,
Right.
where she is this teen star
Right.
who is licensed out to this Disney proxy, but she's getting older. She wants to flirt with boys and smoke some weed and drink, and she gets caught. So her manager keeps her sedated 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have this like AI
Make the song.
superimpose her onto these video clips of her going places where she never was. And there would be like this girl walking around, and then they'd put like her face superimposed, like holding hands with this superstar, but it was never her.
Right. That's good business.
It's also real. Doesn't T-Pain talk about like them getting cloned? Like
Dr.
artists?
Dre did.
Dr. Dre. there
Dr.
you
Dre
go.
did.
Yeah, they talk about like what they do. They're cloning us.
Yeah.
And it's
like,
a lot of people that have said that. Where now it's just like,
Yeah.
let's look into this.
Yeah, there's some crazy conspiracy theories when it comes to that stuff. Like they killed Michael Jackson because he was supposed to get the rights to his music back, and Sony was just like, yeah, okay, so
That's our bag.
here's some fentanyl for you, bud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
This is actually our IP. Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Me now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're gonna go ahead and go sleepy. Michael likes sleepy.
There's a lot of celebrity deaths that are like, I don't know if that's happened the way Kobe, and I don't believe the Kobe thing.
The Kobe thing's weird.
I don't know.
Kobe
anything
thing
about
is
this
very weird.
conspiracy.
I don't have
Kobe
the
thing is
capacity
weird.
to disbelieve. Is that a word? I don't have the capacity to just outright dismiss any conspiracy anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have the capacity to just be like, no, that's crazy. I've seen too much over the last 3 years. We've all seen too much where I'm just like, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. And we talked about this over the weekend where, like, there's so many things once you get to that level of stardom where you get invited to this party and then you're like, oh, just sign in real quick. It's this big, important party. And you're like, cool, sick. And then they're like, hey, by the way, we need you to push this agenda. And then you're like, no, fuck that. And you're like, oh, well, guess who just signed into this pedo island?
Yeah, weird.
Would be a real shame if this got out, huh?
Yeah.
And then if Kobe's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. You're like, okay.
Yeah,
It'd be a
yeah.
real shame the helicopter crashed.
Weird. Yeah. Hey, JFK Jr., I think Hillary wants to run for Senate in New York. She's from Arkansas. So you're going to run against her? Yeah. No, we'll have.
We'll see about that.
It'll be a fair debate. And may the best person win. Into
Yeah.
your plane goes into the
What do you
Hudson.
think of this Robert Kennedy fellow? I just see him everywhere
him.
now.
I dig him.
I see him everywhere. I don't know anything. I'm not super invested or I haven't investigated deeply, but I see people who I respect like speaking on him, talking about it. I don't know much. Could you fill me in?
I think the interesting thing about Robert Kennedy is the more, if we have learned any sort of canary in the coal mine, right, to look out for over the last 3 years, whoever the mainstream media tells us not to listen to, we should listen to.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe you don't believe him, maybe you disagree with him, but you should listen to him. You should hear him out. You should take what he's saying. Now, there's this idea of misinformation that we need to be protected somehow from misinformation. Like we can't discern the information for ourselves. Present me with the information, present me with your information, and then let me make my decision. We don't do that anymore. So as soon as, again, like I never in my life took Alex Jones seriously. I thought Alex Jones was a clown until he was the guy that they went after. And they said, we got to silence this guy. I said, of all the guys, this guy, this internet lunatic?
Yeah.
Then you start listening to him and you're like, well.
He got that right.
Oof.
That right. He got that wrong.
Wow. Yeah. But everything that he says, they're like, all right, show me 50 lines of proof that proves him right. And he has to, for right or wrong, defend himself, defend his claims and show his proof. And you can still say, man, I don't know. That's a bridge too far, right? Meanwhile, they say, shut up and do what you're told.
Right.
Hey, can I, so this whole long vid thing, we're positive that's what it is, and it's not 0% chance it's a vaccine injury. Zero. What the fuck did we tell you about asking questions? 30 days, banned, no more posting. What the fuck?
Oh, there's stuff still going on.
Threads is even worse.
Yeah.
Threads is even worse. Brother, man, like, dude, it's so much worse than people think that it is. January 6th, you can think everybody in January 6th is an asshole. You can think they're all morons. And still think Bank of America giving the FBI a list of everybody who used their debit card in Washington, D.C. between the 4th and the 7th?
Yeah, slippery slope.
Slippery slope? That's fucking insanity.
Right.
Why anybody would still work with Bank of America is insane to me.
Yeah.
You know, the fact I was in pharma sales, and they did two things that I was completely out immediately on the vax. Two things I was completely out. I said, one, you can't sue. I'm like, well, every single product that I've ever worked on has lawsuits, has a budget for lawsuits worked into the profit and loss.
That's crazy.
Every single product I ever worked on, they anticipate $1 billion in liability.
Wow.
We're going to hurt $1 billion worth of people to make $5 billion, $6 billion on this product. It's built in.
Yeah.
So now they're like, you can't sue us. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. That's one. Two, when they were 100% on board, this has nothing, it can't hurt pregnant women. There's no way it's 100% safe for pregnant women. I'm like, you guys have been testing this for 5 months? I'm not a smart man.
Yeah. The math don't math.
I don't. 5? How do you know? How are you saying this with certainty?
Yeah, some of this feels like it's just a guy at a desk looking at his phone. He's like, yeah, it's fine for pregnant women.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Call it.
6 feet. Stay 6 feet away from each other.
6, 7. I don't
sound good. 6 feet. 6 feet sounds good. Stay 6 feet. I don't know. Fuck it. You know, wear a mask. You know, no gloves though. That's dumb. Yeah, it's insanity, right? So, and then my whole thing was, and then everybody's like, "You're not getting it." I'm like, whoa, I'm being a good guy. There's a limited amount here. Everybody else go first. I'll go last. Go ahead, get 2, 3 of them. Right. Get as many as you want. Yeah, it's nuts, man. So again, like you're looking into a Robert Kennedy guy, who cui bono, right? Who benefits from him saying what he's saying? Nobody. He's saying, guys, this stuff that we've been fed is bullshit. Now, what they hate about Robert Kennedy, what they hate about Donald Trump, in all honesty, is they're in the circle. Mm-hmm. They hate these guys more than anybody else. I mean, Ron Paul's been saying this stuff forever, but they never cared about Ron Paul because he was never one of them. Yeah. He was always a crazy guy from outside Houston. Who cares? These guys were in the club. This is a Kennedy.
Right.
This is a billionaire Trump. This is a guy dude, you're in the club. Don't tell them about the club.
Yeah.
You're in it. And now these guys are like, guys, this is, and then, of course, you have to listen to them. You have to listen to Robert Kennedy tell you, this government's corrupt. Who the fuck would know better?
Yeah.
His family is the government.
They have been for a while, yeah.
And he's sitting here going, man, you can't trust this government. Government killed my father. Government killed my uncle.
Right.
And then people were like, this QAnon asshole. What?
Trail of dead bodies behind him.
What?
It's like,
yeah.
Maybe listen.
Yeah, no, we've been poisoning kids. A little bit, baby. Come on.
What happened to his voice? Why does he sound like that?
He has a disease. It was a
Yeah.
disease.
I
Was
think
it thoracic something?
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what might, prevent him from taking any.
I think it would have before he did the top off super yoked picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even still, I can't listen to that guy.
Well,
dude, text me, send me an email. I can't. Don't do a fucking speech here. He's interesting. He's running as a Democrat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, if I wanted a Democrat, it would probably be him. But I can't hear him speak for longer than 3 minutes, and that's pushing it. It sounds like he's just in a bad cell reception at all times.
I don't know, man. I think there's such a huge disconnect between the kind of elites, what do you call them, mainstream or whatever, because they, going back to Zeller, they are globalists. And this sounds like this has been hijacked rhetoric, but our elected officials don't care about us because we don't give them money. Have you ever donated to a political a person?
No comment.
Okay.
Ooh.
No, I haven't.
Not even in my most commies of days.
Nah, don't feel bad. I gave $10 to Obama too.
No, not even in my most liberal days.
Have you ever donated time?
No, I followed them on Instagram.
Right.
You posted a black square. So yeah. So if you're getting billions upon billions of dollars from foreign interests, or you're getting $10 from Chad in Miami, who do you give a shit about? Our system has been hijacked. It's been, in some ways, it's justifiable irony that it's the capitalist aspect of our system and the openness of our system that is its vulnerability. China pumps in billions of dollars to make sure that every college in America has a pro-communist worldview. That's not an aberration. That's not a theory. That's not a conspiracy. That's truth. It's
How do they
trackable.
get the cash to the universities? What's like their means? of
Oh,
doing
now
this?
we're getting into fun stuff. It's our own cash. It's our debt. China owns our debt.
Mm-hmm.
We financed our own destruction.
Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
a good point.
Yeah, it's
So they're letting up on some of the debt that we have, and
no, they're reinvesting it. They're reinvesting it. I mean, because we're already $1 out of every $3 in our budget goes to servicing debt.
right. It's a lot of debt.
So we printed more money than ever existed in the history of the world over the last 3 years. Your life gotten better. This is the one thing I say to every socialist, every pro-government, every big spend, every tax and spend person, modern monetary theory, every one of them. I say, here's the thing. What has our government done with the money that makes you feel like they should have more of it? Let's say I 100% agree with you. Let's say that we should have a centralized economy. Let's say that we should have a top-down, all the smart people go to Harvard and all the people that go to Harvard end up in government. So why shouldn't you guys make the decisions?
Right.
But they want to tax Elon Musk more. Do you think $1 billion is going to have more value to us in Elon Musk's hands or in AOC's hands?
Yeah, I mean that goes without saying.
So who would you rather have the access to the resources?
Yeah, that's what Trump was saying. He's like, I don't like paying taxes 'cause I don't like what the government does with my money. I was like, fuck, what an answer.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Hey, say what you want about Elon Musk. He never came to my neighborhood and shot a dog 3 times and had qualified immunity for
That
it.
would be crazy, though.
That would be nuts.
That'd be kind of sick.
Nobody calls him.
With his
Dude, you will
flamethrower?
not believe what I just saw.
Hey,
Elon Musk just shot my neighbor's dog.
With a flamethrower.
Dude, that shit's crazy.
Zuckerberg's dog better chill.
Oh,
Oh man, is that fight gonna happen? Are they gonna fight?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Zuck would
Elon's
wipe
out
the
there
floor
throwing out. Really?
Wait, what'd you say?
Elon's out there throwing
would win.
hammers
Oh,
on
yeah, yeah,
Twitter. Out there throwing hammers.
you think
Zuck's
Elon's
the
beating
cuck.
Zuck? I like Elon more, obviously,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's.
Zuck's been
beating Zuck.
training.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
fought Volk in Meta.
Wow, that must have been a banger.
You didn't see that?
No, dude. Yeah. Who won?
Well, they didn't fight, but there was like a spar. It was
Zuck, the new
Zuck
pound for
won.
pound king.
Yeah, he
huh?
just shut off his
I don't know,
fucking
man.
headset.
I think he's talked about Metalink so much. He's gonna get in the Matrix and like no
Yeah.
kung fu. And
Elon's
all
got
that
that
stuff.
retard strength too, so he can,
South African. Duplessis.
What are you trying
Yeah.
to say, sir?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
there it is. See, 100%.
Oh man.
Well, you know,
Oh.
you can move a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, he's beating up Bezos there.
Yeah, that's before he activated his chip.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Nice flying bicycle knee.
Wow.
Good slit.
Still makes me not want to be in the metaverse at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
This
for
is-
sure.
Why does the metaverse
It
still
looks
have...
like the Wii from
That's what I was going to say. Why does it
1992.
have PS3? Yeah.
Also, I don't get this because they're wearing suits. This isn't for like, what is this supposed to?
They're just
This
making
is-
a video game, basically.
This is like
saw
Tekken.
that?
Yeah, this was
You
like...
saw Zuck?
Yeah, no, he's been training.
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
he would mollywop Elon.
He's a lizard.
Hot take. I have a question for you,
I
G.
think it's messed up that they only want to fight billionaires, by the way. Like, they don't want to come up through the ranks. They're like, okay, I'm not going to fight any of these amateur peasants. Give me a billionaire.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so what if you were born into one of these like elite families
Yep.
that are in this position of advantage and trying to like leverage globalism, whatever it is? How do
Sure.
you think you would behave? What would be your reaction to being born into that family?
It's impossible to know. I'm Irish. We've never had anything.
Right.
It's, my entire being, everything inside of me says reject the elite, resist the
Yeah.
control.
You're thinking that on your yacht?
No.
Yeah, what if you were on your yacht thinking that?
Dude, but I'm an unashamed capitalist. I think nobody should ever be ashamed for what they get or how they get
Totally.
it.
No,
Yeah.
I'd like to think that the greater good does matter, but I don't know if it does or if it doesn't. I mean, we're in a society, man, where what is the benefit of being good? I mean, seriously,
What is being good?
well, this is the thing, right? Like, so if you want to live like a good, moral, Judeo-Christian Muslim life, Abrahamic religion, of a moral-based life, the number one pop star in America, a whore, literal whore, Cardi B, who drugged men, right? The number one reality star, whore, literal whore. Whole family changes everything about their physical nature every 6 months, right? Best football player of all time, multiple time cheater. Best baseball player of all time, multiple time cheater.
Right, but those are at the extremes. Like on a day-to-day basis, there is like practical reciprocity. If you're good to the people around you, it tends to come back. Like in your community,
Sure.
For just normal people, I think being good is rewarding. I think there are rewards and good outcomes for being good. And on the extremes, yeah, like there's some crazy fucking people that get all the attention and all the cash, but I don't really even know what's been going on with those people and like how they got there. I don't know the full story.
I mean, President of the United States, as corrupt as it gets. President before that, it's a philandering, bankruptcy-laden businessman. All I'm saying is like the incentives to be good and just and noble, it almost seems like a box to keep the middle class in, right? Because the rich and the poor have the freedom to not break the law. It's only the middle class that gets screwed, right? If you rack up a $500 ticket for speeding, right? To somebody in the middle class, it's like, fuck, man, that's brutal. Somebody rich is like, whatever, I'll speed again tomorrow. Somebody poor is like, I can't afford this, fuck it. It's only the middle. They can only squeeze the middle. The middle has no leverage. The middle class has no leverage. The reason the rich convince the poor to go after the middle is because we're the soft target. You have to be good to people, right? Because your business depends on it.
right.
You're not rich enough to be like, screw you,
Go
peasants.
fuck yourself. I got leverage. No. Yeah.
You have to be good to
Right.
people. A bad review from one person could have a cascading effect on you.
Right.
You're not able to insulate yourself from that. So it's only the middle class that's held to this standard.
Well, then what's being good? Like, what's something? Like
I'd say objectively, it's not good to drug and rape somebody.
Sure, okay, but then what would you say to the richest man,
line in the
billionaire?
sand.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Like, what is he doing day to day that that would be considered not good or bad with his fortune and his fame and
Well,
everything?
Elon Musk has the greatest PR of all time right now. That he bought Twitter to save free speech. Maybe he did. But I'm sure it was a nice little cherry to have all the insider information of the DMs for all of your competitors and government officials.
Sure.
I mean, he spent $44 billion on the cheapest corporate espionage of all time, if you really want to think about it. When you buy Twitter, you get to know everything everybody's ever said on Twitter, even in the DMs, right? So
Right. But okay, so
was he
excuse
really
me if this
noble?
is ignorant, but what's wrong with that?
I don't think it's wrong, but do you think? But the idea of him like being noble in his, trying to free speech, it's like, yeah, no.
Well,
noble.
I think there's an aspect to it. Yeah, I don't think it's not
Zuckerberg
noble.
when Zuckerberg spends $1 billion on open border policies and puts pictures of Guatemalan women barefoot with their children in their hands crossing the Rio Grande, you're like, wow, that guy really cares about immigrants. But then it turns out he just runs out of, immigrant visas by January because he can spend $25,000 on an engineer from India as opposed to $90,000 from an engineer on Stanford. Is he really a good guy?
Maybe there's multiple layers of benefit, or maybe he's just being self-interested.
All I'm saying is that like the idea of being a good person seems to only be a burden of the middle class. I don't think the rich or the poor really have to give a shit. There is no disincentive for them to be bad. What's the disincentive?
Yeah, I know. It's cool. It's cool being a good person.
I like that. That's a good one to end it on right there, man. It's cool being a good person.
Right? Don't you think?
I mean, yeah. But yeah. I think it just goes back to like, well, what's being good? What does that What does that mean?
Everybody has a price, and it would shock you how low David is. It would shock everybody has a price, and it would shock you how low his price is.
What do you think my price is?
A cup of coffee?
Maybe a brute seltzer.
A brute seltzer, yeah, for sure, man. This has been a lot of fun. We missed you, Mickey G.
Love you, Mick.
Mickey G, man. We'll have Mickey back on Saturday.
There he is.
For everybody at Gas Digital, appreciate you. That was Omri and Christian in the booth there. That is David Parra. Tell them where they can find you, David.
David.m.Parra on Instagram. Parra.
The Wild Bill Hendrickson himself.
Hello. Yeah, go follow at DJ Lovers Club on Instagram. If you like electronic music, we are the place to go. But if you want to just connect with me, at Bill Hendrickson on Instagram.
Yeah, and you guys throw some absolute bops, man. If you guys ever want to party, follow these guys and follow them when they go to party, man. You know, pony up the $20 to have some fun in space.
Yeah, $20. Yeah.
No, it's 20. It's,
what is this? 1986? It's like $100 and like
that'll be 25 cents for a slice, sir.
Yeah.
Use code SNT for a $20. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Saturday, peeps. Enjoy the rest of Gas Digital. Later.
Much.